Hello, welcome back to Hangar 51. Who's going to join me tonight? Victor, what's up? Good to see ya. What's up, man? So what's up, man? Anything new going on? Did you fly any new jets or anything? Wow, look at all these people jumping in. Holy crap, man. Wow. Wow. Good to see everybody. Roy, what's up? George, good to see you. Air Victor, what's up? Brian Chambers, Paul, what's up? Hey, Lewis, what's up? Did you fly today? Jeff in Lower Alabama, what's up? 10 turbines at the field today? Really? I know you're pulling my leg. Fred! What's up? Good to see you, man. Why were there so many turbines today? What's going on? Seriously? There were really 10 turbines there today? Did Bo fly one of his turbines today? How was the weekend air show? The pylon race I went to. Is that what you're talking about, Paul? Wow. Yeah, we got lots to talk about here. Holy crap, guys. This is great. Jeff said he went over to the dark side. What does that mean? Uh-oh. John had 2, yeah. We have a new one here. Sue. I guess that's how you pronounce that. Happy Halloween. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I'll have to check out the videos, Paul. I'm sorry, Lewis. Yeah, I'll have to take a look, see what you posted up. Apple. What, did you get an Apple phone, Jeff? Is that what you're talking about, going to the dark side? What is that? Well, boy, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, well, good. I'm glad. Glad that worked out. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you're editing that stuff on your phone, Jeff? Really? Holy crap. Well, Bill, what's up? Good to see you, man. So if you guys remember, when I first started the show and talked about my beginnings, I was pretty big into pylon racing. So one of the local club guys here, not from our club, but another club local that I met several years ago, they had a pylon race Saturday. And he asked me to come up and be his caller because he needed somebody to start his plane for him, you know, to let it take off and help him around the pylons. And I said, absolutely, I'd be right up. So I went up there and spent the day with him. And we won all 4 of our heats because I kept him tight on the pylons. And, you know, he was set to win it. And then in the what they call the gold round, which is the final round, the 4 top pilots, points-wise, get in the gold round for the win, you know, the trophies. So he was, you know, first place, number 1, because he won all 4 of his races. And one of the pylon judges was the president of the club that he just had a fight with last week. So she called him on a cut on the pylon during the gold race. And he didn't cut the pylon, but she called it as a cut, and he didn't want to fight with her. So he ended up getting 3rd in the gold round because of this imaginary cut pylon. So he didn't want to make waves. You know, this is the club president who's an it. It's a he, she. Just wanted to show her authority, I guess. So it was a kind of shit deal in the gold round, but we had a great time. And like I said, he won all of his heat races, so he was the man to beat. And so anyway, it was basically a quickie 500 race. It was a 500 square inch wing. It had to be a certain kit. They're only allowing this one kit, so you couldn't bring any 500 cubic inch wing. It had to be this exact model. And so there were 11 contestants. Yeah, exactly. The president and first lady. Yeah, well, Bill, I used to too. I still have two parts of two Quickie 500s that I crashed back in the day. I got to have a good back half off one plane and a good nose off of another plane. I'm going to join the two together to make one good fuselage, and then I just have to build a 500 square wing for it. And I have the pattern for the rib, so I just need to cut out a bunch of ribs and build a wing, and I'll have another Quickie 500. I have a Scat Cat, brand new in the box. I haven't put together yet, so I'm going to put that together so I can fly that. But I'm going to have to buy one of those kits if I want to race in their race, because they only allow one airplane. So fix the chaos first. The chaos isn't broke, it's just not finished. I never finished it. I didn't break it, I just never finished it. So, yeah, so you want me to fix the chaos first? Okay, well maybe I'll do that. Yeah, because they're only gonna do 2 races a year. So the next pylon race for them is March of next year. You know, I don't know if I want to build an airplane for a race that's only going to happen twice a year. You know, it's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, you're right, Bill. I probably will finish the chaos first. I like that idea. I like that idea much better. Alan Gentry, what's up? Good to see you, man. Jackson RC, what's up? So yeah, it's not a bad idea, Wild Bill. I think, yeah, because I'm not going to be able to get into this. If we're only going to race these damn things twice a year, I said, how about twice a month? Because I'll build one if we're going to race twice a month. So, you know, right away Chris asked me if I was going to get one, and I just laughed at him. I said, no, not right away. I don't think. I just can't. I can't get myself wrapped around, you know, a pylon racer, you know. And they're nitro planes, by the way. They're not electric, so it's a 40 size nitro engine. You can only run a Super Tiger or a what was the other one? I think another Tiger, something Tiger. You know, those are the 2 engines you're allowed to use. I think they even determine what prop you have to run. I think it's a 9.6 prop or something. I don't think you're allowed to change the prop size. You have to use the club fuel. That's pretty standard in any kind of pylon race. They supply the fuel. So you have to use their airplane, their engine, their prop. Pretty. It's a Quickie 500 looking airplane. It looks exactly like the old Quickie 500. The only difference is there's a canopy screwed on the top. You know, we always raced it just the square box. Thunder Tiger, yeah, I think that's it, Victor. I think you're right. Yeah. So I don't know. It was cool. It was fun. We had a good time. I think 3 airplanes crashed. One, the tail blew off. This guy Kurt, super great guy. He was fun. We were pitted right next to him. So he's flying along, and the whole tail blew off the back of the plane. So the plane crashed, but it didn't really get hurt. You know, he throttled back, and it just kind of went in gentle. So it didn't break the wing or anything, but he had to rebuild the tail. So he's out there, you know, seeing a tail back together, and then he took the little bit of monocoat that was still on it and taped it down, and then he finished all the rest of it with Scotch tape, and he just Scotch taped over it to make a covering, and he got it back in the air. and it is. It is. I think it was his last heat race. He hit the number 2 pylon. And he destroyed the plane. There was nothing left of it. So it was pretty funny, and he was cracking up. His wife was cracking up. She was, I keep telling him he needs a new airplane. She told me that just before that race, and then when he hit the pylon and destroyed it, I looked at her and started laughing. I said, "Well, now he needs a new plane." But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. It's a pretty decent field. It's closer than the other field I fly at, but it's an AMA field. They have all these rules, and it's kind of a pain. So I don't know. I thought about joining the field. I could fly as his guest. I just can't fly in a contest as his guest. But nice guys. It was a fun day. We had a lot of fun. All right, what am I missing? Girls with Adam's apples. Oh, okay. So how you doing, Ken Bird? What's up? Good to see you, man. Uh-oh, Slapnuts is here. Holy crap. Hey, Ronnie, what's up? Good to see you, man. Craig Beaven, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. Do you guys remember that show, Pat? That skit? I think it was on Saturday Night Live, wasn't it? Yeah, Pat. We were talking about that. Yeah, it's funny as hell. I had forgotten about it until somebody said that. It was either at the field or it must have been at the field. Yeah, somebody said that. And as soon as they said Pat, I just, it cracked me up because I hadn't thought of it, I hadn't thought about it. And the funny thing, it was also funny, is that I have a girl that rides my bus that works at Wendy's in Brooksville who looks just like Pat, except she's got boobs, so there's no doubt it's a woman because she's got huge boobs. But the curly hair, the glasses, everything, she looks just like the skit Pat girl, and it just, when first time I saw her get on my bus, that went through my mind. So, and then when they said it at the thing yesterday, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that one. So anyway, we had fun. It was a good day. Chris did real well. I'm glad he won all of his heat races. The final race was close. Everybody was really tight, and then on the third lap they called a cut on him, and we kind of, at that point, we weren't really trying anymore, because Yeah. At that point, we knew, and he already knew why, because he knew that it was out on pylon 2, and when he heard the cut on pylon 2, he knew exactly why. So, anyway, that's the way that goes. You know, I asked him, I said, is that something you could protest? He says, no, I'm not even going to bother. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's your deal. I'm just your caller for the day, so I'm not going to get involved. These were gas, or nitro, but they'd have both. There's all kinds of events, pylon racing, electric or nitro, all over the place. I assumed it was an electric race, but when I got there and saw that they were all running nitro motors, 15% nitro was the fuel, and I was like, well, I still have a couple of Super Tiger 40s that I used to run. So I had the motor. I had the means for the plane. That's not a problem. So he wants $125 for the kit. I don't want to spend $125 on that. So I don't know if you saw, Horizon's got some Horizon N Tower has some spooky stuff on sale. So Draco's on sale again. Gravedigger's on sale again. There's a couple other. What is it? Chantrella, Patty's wife. Her ready to fly Cub is on sale. That S10, or I think that Chevy pickup truck, the old, I think 70s Chevy pickup truck is on sale again. So I bought that. I bought a second Gravedigger and that Chevy pickup truck because I've been wanting that Chevy truck. If the truck comes in orange or black, I ordered the orange one. It's going to look great next to my black Camaro. If I put the two of them out, they'll look great together. The orange truck and the black Camaro will look awesome next to each other. So Philip, welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, anyway. So I if you were looking for a Draco, they're on sale again. Big savings too. Over $100 off on Draco. $140 off on Gravedigger. I think it was $65 off on the Chevy truck, which is already way under $200. That brought it under $100. I mean, under $200. It was under $300, but I forget what it was, $320, $349. I don't know, something. I think it was $194 with the sale price. So Shadow Ops, what's up? Shadow, I told you the midgets are gone. There are no more midgets. Barbara took care of that. She got rid of all the midgets. The midgets are gone. There are no more midgets. So, Barbara wasn't going to play with the midgets. So she took care of the midgets. They're gone. We have no more midgets. Hey, Michael Bear, it's good to see you, man. I'm glad you came in tonight. I was hoping you'd be here. Yeah, I had Great Digger with me at the Birmingham event. I ran it around once for a little bit. I didn't play with it very long. I wasn't going to go out and do the jumping off the ramps with it for sure. I don't want to break it. So yeah, I'm just not. I didn't send it. No, I didn't send it. No. I like my Surface stuff, guys, but I don't want to break it. I'm not gonna start tearing the stuff up and spending money to keep repairing broken Surface stuff. Tim, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. So yeah, I'm not going to tear up my Surface stuff. I'm not jumping it off anything. I'm not running it into anything. Just not going to do it. Paul and I were playing on the crawler course, and that was fun. We had a good time over there. I found out that my big steel, all metal, pretty much big bruiser, 3-speed transmission truck is not set up for crawling, even though it's got a 4-wheel low gear, 2-wheel low gear, and then 2-wheel high gear transmission in it. The ESC is not set up for very slow, like backing up. It's one of those blip it twice and then you get like full throttle backwards. It's just not set up, and the servos aren't strong enough. It won't turn the wheels with that much weight, because it's very heavy. And with that much weight on it, the servos can't turn the wheels. So you can't get the wheels positioned where you want them to try to crawl up over something. So, I had fun with it, but it wasn't doing real well. It was challenging though. But I did have my little tiny 24th scale crawler, and that was doing great. I was having a lot of fun with that. It was because I could do those tight, wheel turns, crawl up on something, and then So yeah, we were having a good time. And Paul's Gen 8 was doing great. Those work really well. So yeah, Shadow, I love my TX816S also. I love it. It's an awesome transmitter. I really love that thing. I still like my Taranis transmitters, but the Radio Master is definitely my favorite now. I just love the fact that it can do everything. It does the telemetry, it does spectrum, it does free sky, fly sky. I think it does tactic. I mean, it does everything. Futaba, the old Futaba. It's just a very cool radio. It talks. So I can program it to talk just like my Taranis. It just does everything really well. I'm really happy with that radio. I love how well everything's made on it. I broke the switches, and they come in a. If I think I might not. I'm going to show you one of the circuit boards. Well, this is one of the broken ones. And I'll get close to the camera. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let me switch this to. Hang on a second. Let me switch over to this camera. It'll be easier to show it to you. Come on. Switch over. There it goes. Is it going to stay there now, or? Okay. All right. So this is what So you get a circuit board. This is the way it comes when you order, and it's like $3. Okay, 2 switches mounted on a printed circuit board with a wire with a plug on it, right? And the 2 switches are side by side. This is like an A and a B switch, and obviously one of them broke. This actually came apart, but I put it back together, so this switch is still usable. But you get the 2 switches mounted on a PC board with wires and a plug, and it's like $3. I mean, how can you beat that? It's amazing. The quality of this stuff is amazing. It was so simple to change out. You just unscrew the 2 nuts, take the whole switch out, unplug it, plug the new one in, put the 2 nuts back on. Fixed. It was simple, and I had already bought all the spare parts for these things. I had an AB and a CD switch, and I broke them both, and here they are. And then I think that's all I broke when it fell on the floor. So I replaced them and good to go. And I had them in stock because I had already pre-bought just in case. Because when something like that happens, you don't want your radio being down. So if you've got the spare parts on hand, it makes it real easy to, just fix it. So that's what I did. And yeah, really like that radio, guys. Okay, I missed some more jokes. Sorry. Let me get caught up. You guys are making fun of me, I'm sure. Yeah, it's got a standard voice package in it for, but you're going to want to add the amber package. Not just for the funny stuff, but for some, like, it adds like half flaps, which all you have, the standard only comes with flaps, flaps up, flaps down. There's no half flaps. But if you get the amber package, you get a few extra regular call-outs. It's not all, the amber package isn't all joke stuff. There's a lot of real, call-outs that are good to use. And then the bonus is you get all the joke stuff too, like, you're fucked! So that's pretty funny. Don Williams, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. You broke your wife's grave digger. Sorry, I'm behind. I'm getting caught up. How'd you do that? And how mad was she? You're going to stump it full out. Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, Ken, exactly. I'm saving the crashes for the airplanes. I don't want to crash, because I don't mind putting money into airplanes to fix them. I don't want to put money into surface vehicles to fix them. So that's why I don't want to crash the surface vehicles. They're not worth fixing. I don't want to spend that kind of money. I don't want to put money into surface stuff. I do like some of it, and I always have, and I pick and choose. First of all, it has to be on sale for me to even look at it, and it has to be under $300 because I'm not looking at anything over $300. And it just has to be something I want. The grave digger was cool. Yeah, Bill's digging his grave. That's funny. Yeah, I really like the grave digger. That's a really nice made, good looking, runs well. It's just a good truck. That's why I bought a second one. You know, I just, yeah, at that price, 145 bucks off, I think it was. Something like that, 140 or $145 off. It's hard to pass that deal up. And the orange truck, I just wanted it. I wanted it before when it was on sale. I wasn't going to pay full price for it, 200 and whatever it was. But they put it back on sale, so I bought it. Been wanting it, and so I got it. We were talking about that yesterday too. The 3-plane shipping deal. You guys are never gonna let me let that out, are you? Hey, come on, guys. That was a smart thing to do, right? I mean, I bought 3 airplanes, sold 2 of them for the price of the 3. So my plane was free. I mean, I made $6 and got a free airplane out of that deal. You know, how do you pass that up? You know, I mean, come on. You know, I made $6 and got a free airplane out of that deal. Buying 3, getting free shipping. What the hell? You know, so I thought that was a brilliant thing to do. You guys keep razzing me on it, though. It's funny. Paul, you need a pair of shoes when you go to Birmingham. Why? You had shoes. What are you talking about? Oh, damn it. This damn thing is screwing up again. Hold on. I'm trying to get back to the current here. I mean, I'm still behind. Y'all remember to vote. Yeah, I'm never voting again. Yeah, it was a waste of time to vote. Yeah, it was one of the down things to the QX7. I didn't, you know. I mean, it's a good radio. It gets the job done, but some of the perks were not in that radio. Why not, Bill? It's a good radio. It'll work fine. I would buy a Free Sky radio in a second. You might look at the Radio Master too. Excellent radio. And it'll fly the Free Sky stuff. It actually their main protocol, Radio Master's main protocol is Free Sky. I mean, it does like 70 different protocols, but if you buy their receivers, it's Free Sky. So Yeah, I'm always behind. I know. Well, I got behind this time because I was talking while you guys were all making jokes. So I couldn't read the jokes. So I wanted to go back to see the jokes. Oh, really? Roy, what did you buy giant scale? Paul has a backup body for his gravedigger. Well, now I do too. I have a backup fuselage too, or not a fuselage. What would you call that? Frame? No, that's not really accurate. Well, good, Austin. That's glad you got out to fly that thing. That's awesome. Jeff. Yeah, he has to jump up and down with the jumper. All right, so I'm caught up. I skipped over a couple of things. I don't know. I probably missed a good joke in there, but whatever. Sorry about the candy bar, guys. I didn't get any dinner tonight. A 96-inch Fairchild. Wow. Beautiful. That's awesome, Roy. Nice. So one of my flying buddies, he bought a house and it had a truck box, just the box off of a truck on the property. He wanted it removed. So he asked me if I could move it for him. And I said, well, yeah, I think so. He says, well, if you come and move it for me, you can keep it. And he says, you can have it. I just don't want it on the property. It's got a roll-up door. It's 9 by 12. So it's a 9 by 12 truck box with a roll-up door. It's not in great shape, but it'll serve the purpose. It'll keep things dry. So we loaded it on my car trailer. I think I got there around 3 o'clock today, and we didn't get home here with it till 9:30. Yeah, I think it was 9:30. So getting it up on the car trailer was, yeah, still doing the drywall thing, Ronnie. Yep, still working at the drywall place. So getting it up on the trailer was kind of fun. I took a couple floor jacks with me. We jacked it up to get it above the dovetail of my trailer. And then we just, with two come-alongs, we started pulling it up onto the trailer. And then I actually started the truck, put it in reverse, and while we were, wrenching on it, the truck was pushing the trailer under the box while we're wrenching it up, winching it back up onto it. And then we got it most of the way on. And I thought, well, let's just see if we can't, it was laying on the fenders. Okay, so now it's sitting on the fenders, but it's off the ground now, so it's on the trailer. So we put some blocks, cinder blocks, under the front, and then we jacked up the back till it was sitting on the cinder blocks. And then we kept jacking it off the trailer until we could put 2 more cinder blocks under the back of it. So now it's completely sitting on the trailer on cinder blocks, suspended above the fenders, and then we tied it down and I brought it home. It's outside now. Drove home really slow. He doesn't live far away, a few miles, and we only went about 20 miles an hour coming home. I didn't want, the last thing I wanted it to do was slide off the trailer or fall off or anything that was going to cause, you know, me to have to work any harder to get that damn thing home. So we just took it real easy. But it was fun. I mean, it went pretty well, actually. We didn't have real much trouble. You know, we went nice and slow, just winching it up onto the trailer. Didn't have any, nothing broke. We didn't break any straps or anything trying to get it on there. It didn't damage the trailer. It just went pretty smoothly. Slowly, but smoothly. So I was really happy with that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. We talked about maybe taking it over to Barbara's house to help her clean her house out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. But I've got it now, so. So nobody wants a Draco on sale? Come on, guys. It's a fun airplane. It's not a bad airplane at all. I had my Draco up at Birmingham. I was flying my Draco up there. I flew a lot of stuff up there that I hadn't flown in a while. I flew my E-Flight F4 Phantom. I flew the Draco. I flew the Twin, the King Twin. Flew my F7F Tiger Cat. Flew my F-22, my free wing F-22. I flew my Night Timber X. Flew my RV-8. I think I flew the Radiant, my Night Radiant. I think I flew that. Yeah, Michael, no, I'm not going to turn it into a shit house, but I might, I'm thinking if I keep it here, I think I'm going to put the lawnmower in it, because right now my big 61-inch cutting deck zero-turn mower is in my garage, and I don't need that in here taking up space, so I might make that a garage for the lawnmower, is what I'm thinking. And I thought about putting it right next to this garage. You know, I think I'm gonna set it on the one side, and then I'm gonna put the mower in there, I think. 500. What are you talking about, Shadow? A Draco for $500? Is that what you're talking about? That's way better than 629. Which plane, Eric? What plane are you going to put LED guns in? That's interesting. Yeah, Shadow. I wouldn't have spent $500 for the Draco either. I got a pretty good deal on mine. And I traded an airplane for it, an airplane and some cash. So. Part of your, well, you're really you know, you've been talking about me putting a urinal in every in this garage and now in the shit. Well, you really want to have a urinal around for some reason, Michael. Do you have to pee a lot? Is you got a prostate issue? I get it, Shadow. I've been trying to keep a limit on my budget as well. That's why I've been buying these Hobby King planes, because they're all, you know, pretty damn cheap. For a plug-and-play airplane, $269 for the King Twin. That's a screaming good deal. Yeah, Chris flew it yesterday, too. After the pylon race, I was flying around. I flew the RV-8. I flew the F7F, and then I flew the King Twin, and he actually came out. You know, he was sitting at a picnic table watching, and he came out of the shelter and come out to me. He says, "You know, that thing looks like it flies really good." I said, "Here, fly it." I gave it to him, and he's flying it around. I think he's going to buy one. I think he liked that a lot. So, yeah, I'll bet he buys one. So your F7, your F6F, that's the one you put the folding wings on, isn't it? You're gonna put guns in that one. Well, that'll be cool. Well, all right, Michael, but see, you can't drop the boys off at the pool in a urinal. What am I going to do with you? I'm calling the cops. I'm not. No, I got to get the apartment built in here, and then I'll have a bathroom. All right, you know, a full bath. It's going to have because I want to be able to take a shower out here too. If I'm working on a car and get all greasy, I don't want to have to go in the house to get washed up. I want to be able to just get in the shower out here and get washed up. So, yeah. So when I build the apartment in here, it'll have a full bath in it. So I'll be fine. I won't need the urinal. Oh, okay. So you're not going to put the guns in the folding wing ones. I guess the folding wing plane has enough fancy stuff in it. So we'll move on to the next one. Yeah, I really wanted to take my folding wing Corsair to Birmingham, but because I had to rebuild the airplane racks, I didn't have time to fix it. It doesn't need a lot. I just was changing out the landing gear is all it needed. And I bought the nice oleo shock absorbing Corsair gear that goes to the FMS Corsair to put in it. And they're going to fit and everything. I just, needed a little more time to play with it. And I just ran out of time. I didn't even take everything I wanted to take with me to Birmingham as it was. The new job, it's murder. I'm working 16-hour days, guys. 14, 16 hours is the normal work day. And when I come home, I'm tired. I just don't feel like working on airplanes or anything else. I just want to get some sleep. So yeah, I can't advise you on that one, Shadow. I didn't want that one because it's smaller. I think it's dual battery. I think it uses 2 4-cells. There was just nothing about that airplane other than it's an F7F that I wanted. I wanted the FMS one. I had my heart set on the FMS one. I never considered that. But at $250, that is a pretty good deal. So yeah, I can understand that, Eric. I have a similar issue with my folding wing Corsair. Because it's got lights in the wings and all that stuff, and the wires at the fold are a little tricky. I set it up so that the wires would just slide in and out of the wheel, the retract bucket. Okay. So the way I did mine is I ran the wires through the retract bucket so that it doesn't matter if the wheels are up or down, the wires will slide in and out as the wings fold. Then they come out, it just pushes the wires into the wheel bucket, and it's not in the way of the wheel. And then the same thing, and when they fold up, that just slides the wires back out. So that works out pretty well. That's the way I did it. I thought about having them inside the wing, but I didn't want them folding. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want that constant back and forth motion on them. So I'd rather they just roll in and out. And yeah, they hang out of the bottom of the wing a little bit. It's a very small area. When the wings are down, there's just a tiny bit of the wire hanging out by the wheel well. Now, when the wings are folded, the wires are hanging out, but nobody's looking at that. Everybody's memorized by the wings folding, so nobody's looking at the wires. Their attention is drawn elsewhere, so yeah, that works out all right. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see, on mine, the ailerons are outside the wings. that fold, the lights, the landing gear's inboard of the fold, so that's not affected, and I don't think the flaps are. Yeah, actually, there's because there's dual flaps. There's two inboard segments, the small one and one of the big ones, and then there's one on the one on the outer part that folds. And the way they did it on the LX is that the outer flap segment is really an aileron. I mean, when their wing is down and sitting there and you don't move any of the controls, it looks like the third element of the flaps, but it's really set up to be an aileron. Now you can switch it back to a flap if you want, but they wanted more roll authority on the plane, and I got to tell you, I don't think I'd be happy with the roll authority if I made that back into a flap. So I'm leaving it as an aileron. So I've got the aileron and the outer flap segment as an aileron. So there's two ailerons, and I'm going to leave it that way. That's the way they've set it up, and I like the way it flies like that, so I'm going to leave it alone. Originally, when I realized what was going on, I was going to switch it, but I'm glad I didn't, because I just don't think I would really like it. I think the roll rate would be terrible if I just had the ailerons alone. So, but anyway, I still love that. That's a really nice Corsair. I love those folding wings. It looks so cool when they're, you know, transitioning. So, have any of you guys subscribed to my other channel? It's Hangar 51 with an A. And you know, so I have both. I have Hangar 51 with the E and Hangar 51 with an A. And I just uploaded a video on the other channel. It's not an RC video. It's repairing a broken antenna on a Chevy or a GM truck, because my antenna was broke. And I didn't want to replace the whole wire, take the dash apart, all that bullshit. So I just drilled a hole where the broken antenna was, tapped it, and bought one of those aftermarket antennas for $10. A rubber, you know, 14-inch tall rubber antenna. Used the adapter and just screwed it right into the hole I drilled, and it came out perfect. Works perfect. And that's a hell of a lot cheaper and a hell of a lot easier than replacing the whole mast. Because when you buy that, there's 3 bolts that hold it in, and then the wire runs. You have to run the wire through the firewall inside the cab, up over the dashboard. You got to take the dashboard apart. It's a pain in the ass. I've watched several videos on how to fix it, and there was no way I was doing that. So I just decided I'd drill it and screw a new antenna into it, and that worked out perfect. So I did a video on it. I don't know if any of you saw it, but if you haven't subscribed to my other channel, make sure you do, please, because I'm going to be putting a lot more stuff over there, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So eventually that will be my main channel. This will be the secondary channel. Once I get the viewer subscription up on that one, you know, because it's spelled correctly. You know, I didn't have that opportunity when I built this channel, because that was taken. But the people that had that channel changed the name of their channel, and now it was available again, so I took it. So now I have both Hangar 51 with an A and with an E. So make sure you subscribe to that other channel, guys, so you don't miss nothing, because like I said, I'm going to be that eventually is going to become my main channel. This channel will be a secondary channel. I probably won't be posting a lot of stuff on this channel once the other channel gets bigger than this one. So Yeah, his YouTube name is Michael Bear. Whatever you see, named on here is what their channel name is. That's how you get on YouTube. You gotta make a channel, give it a name, and then that's what's displayed here when you post something. So yeah, Jeff, I thought of that. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make the other channel now the E and make this one the A. I don't know. I was worried that because I have so many followers on this version, that if I did that, I might, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. I was thinking that it would be a problem, that people wouldn't find it, because if somebody recommended it, they tell them, yeah, you got to spell hanger with an E. So if they did that, and then they got the other channel, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I'll give it some thought. I haven't decided yet. But I'm going to keep both channels anyway. No, Ronnie, I haven't put the classic cars. I've got one of the Impalas in here right now, the one I'm working on. I haven't, I need to clean it all up, and I'm trying to get the house cleaned up first, and then I'll rearrange this. But I am thinking about building the floor of the apartment, because it's going to be about 4 feet above the ground, so I can park cars under the floor of the apartment. So I am thinking about building that, at least the platform for the floor, and then I can park the cars under it. And that it shouldn't be a problem to work on it, because I'll be working on above the floor to work on the apartment once. So if the cars are parked under, it shouldn't be a problem. So that's, I was going to build the hobby room first, but now, just for, the problem is we're having room out here. I think I'm going to build the floor first, because then I can pick up all this stuff that's on the floor and put it on the new floor, elevated, and that will open the floor up so I can just drive the cars in, and park them underneath the floor. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I don't know. It's right now I'm just working my ass off, to be honest with you. These long days are too much. The 14, 16 hours is too long. And we're doing mostly the manual labor. I finally found or saw the labor force guys come and do the work. All I do is drive the fork truck, take the stuff off the truck, the flatbed, bring it to the house, and they offload it from the forks onto carts and roll it into the house, and then they stack it. I don't have to do any of that anymore. Well, I'm sure I'll have to do it again, but I finally didn't have to do it for a change. I didn't have to get off the fork truck and do all that labor myself, because that's all I've done for 6 weeks now, is all the labor myself. And I kept teasing my boss about it, because he promised me that there would be labor force guys to do the unloading, and I hadn't seen one yet. So he made the joke, is the reason you haven't seen one yet is because you're the labor force guy. Yeah, I kind of figured that one out. Thanks. Yeah. Well, Eric, I thought about that. And I, I don't know how much money it would cost me to make the entire building 2-story, you know, to go all the way across. Because I'm thinking, well, first of all, there's going to be a lot of support posts in the way. You know, if I make it go all the way across, then there's going to be, you know, support pillars in the entire garage on the lower floor. And I don't know that I want to do that. Yeah, Fred, I'm too old also. I got to tell you guys, you know, you know, the boxes of mud are very heavy. The drywall is very heavy. You know, 16-hour day of, you know, lugging that crap around, it gets to you. When you're 62 years old, it gets to you. And, you know, I'm so tired when I get home, I just fall asleep instantly. I mean, as soon as I sit down, I'm asleep. And so nothing gets done. I haven't got time to cut the grass or you know, everything's a trade-off on the weekend. Do I cut grass? Do I go flying? You know, and I have to cut grass sooner or later. You know, when I was driving the buses, usually I was afternoon shift. You know, I'd go in at like 2 o'clock. You know, between 2 and 3, and work till 8:30, 7:30 or 8:30. So I had the whole morning to cut grass, get things done, laundry, shit like that. I don't have that anymore. Yeah, Ronnie, thank you. You're right. Yeah, well, my back is already messed up, but but it's only arthritis in my back. I don't have any collapsed discs or any of that. What I have is the facet joints are supposed to be round, and the nerves go through the facet joints in your back. And my facet joints are keyhole shaped, so they're pinching the nerve. So when they get inflamed and swell, I get a lot of pain in my back. Even though there's nothing wrong with it physically, I have to endure the pain. Now my orthopedic surgeon buddy told me that we could deaden all those, you know, those nerves so that you don't feel the pain. But he said, you know, you're way too active for that, because if you hurt yourself, really hurt yourself, you won't know it because there won't be any pain. And he says you could end up being a, you know, paraplegic. So he says, I don't recommend that yet. And I said, okay, all right, I'll buy that. So, but over the years lately, my back hasn't been bothering me that much until I started doing all this manual labor. My back had calmed down quite a bit. I was used to taking a lot of ibuprofen almost daily, and now I barely ever take it at all, although the last few days I've had to take it. I got a pinched nerve somewhere, because this whole arm goes numb. My left arm goes numb. Randomly. There's no real. It's not when I'm doing it. It always goes numb when I'm just sitting in the truck. You know, just sitting there and I'm not doing anything, and all of a sudden my arm goes numb. So I haven't figured that one out yet. It's fine right now. It comes and goes, but it must be a pinched nerve in my shoulder or something that's causing it, because the whole arm goes numb. So Mike Bird, welcome, sir. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Fred, I did the injection things in my back once, tried that, didn't work. I wasn't going to try it again, screw it. You know, they had me at a table and injected whatever the hell that shit is they put in you to try to, and then somebody told me, well, you got to get at least 2 injections before it really works. And I'm like, well, I think I'll just endure it. Yeah, Wild Bill. Yeah, it's we've got 2 boom trucks that I haven't been trained to operate yet, but I'm sure I will get to that. That pick up the books of drywall and fly it right to the window or a doorway, and then we have to pull it off of that off the boom onto a cart and then roll it in the house. And that's what the labor force guys are for. There's, all we do is fly it to the location, a window or a door. They're the ones that are supposed to pull it off of that onto a cart and take it in the house. And we've been doing all the work ourselves because they haven't had any labor force guys come help us. But the last week I think it was Friday, all day Friday, we had labor force guys unloading everything. So I didn't have to do anything Friday but drive the fork truck. And then we got a flat tire on the fork truck. That put us down for 2 hours. And then he tells me, oh yeah, I've been putting air in that thing like, I don't know, twice a week. He said, I'm like, oh, well, it would have been nice if you had told me that. So the tire went flat, came off the rim. They called a guy. It took him 2 hours to come out there, and he put a new tire on it, and then we got back to work. So the labor force guys are just laying on the drywall, sleeping, and we were in the air-conditioned truck, eating lunch, and waiting for this guy to come out and put another tire on the fork truck. So it was, so that was an extra 2 hours. I get paid for it, so I can't complain too much. It's not like, like I get docked while we're waiting. We get paid by the hour, so I got an extra 2 hours to sit around and do nothing. It could be in my neck, Paul. I don't know. I'm no expert on it. I think it's more in my shoulder, not in my neck. Because when Barb rubs me, she finds the spot, and then I can feel it. So, but who knows? I need to go see a chiropractor. I know. Who's got time? Yeah, cortisone. Yeah. Yeah, it was a cortisone blend of stuff they injected in me. Yeah, I think that's what it was. There you go, Eric. Get yourself a hanger. I highly recommend it. So let's see, what else is going on? Anything else exciting at any of the air show stuff? Or so the Toys for Tot event down at Imperial is this coming weekend. I'm going to head down there Thursday. Any of you guys coming? Anybody going to make the trip down to Florida here for the Toys for Tots event? Last year we had a pretty good turnout. Air Marshal was here. Tug was here. Ryan was here. Who else? Bobby was here with Ryan. They came together. Well, Dave's RC was here, last year for that. Or was that 2 years ago? Was it last year or 2 years ago? Actually, I think it was 2 years ago. We didn't have it last year. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Oh, I'm being so careful, Eric. I don't, I'm not in a hurry or anything. I am climbing out of the truck and I'm just methodically making sure I've got 3 points all the time. I don't want to fall and hurt myself. I can't afford to be off the work, and I can't afford to get hurt. So yeah, I'm really being careful. I'm trying so hard not to get hurt at work. I couldn't afford that. That would just end it for me pretty much. Oh, is that right, Jeff? Have you got back problems too? Yeah, Jeff was there. Are you coming, Jeff, this year? Are you going to come down to the Toys R Tots this coming weekend? I bet Jeff Adams will be there. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. That's how, after thinking about it a minute, I was like, yeah. Oh, you're not coming this year? Oh, all right. You saw me flying the 182. Oh yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah. I was flying that. I took it to Birmingham. I had it with me. I flew it up there. I flew it once up there too. Yeah, I flew pretty much everything in the trailer. The only thing I didn't fly was the Yak 11, and the Night Pawnee Brave. I didn't fly that either. That got damaged on the way down. And it was so dirty, and I need to clean it up and then glue it. And all the foam hinges got torn on it when the racking fell apart at one point. The F-22 fell on it, and it put enough pressure on it inside the arms that were holding it that it started pulling the foam hinges off. So it didn't pull them completely off, but they need repaired. And I need to give that plane a good wash job and then glue it. So, or I might just put new hinges in it, some nylon hinges in it. That's a really nice airplane, guys. I like that plane. I wish Horizon had come back out with it. Yeah, we've got a big safety problem at work. Not a problem, but we've got a safety director guy that's constantly checking us. Make sure we're wearing the seat belts, and if it's a hard hat area, make sure we've got our hard hats on. And yeah, they're being pretty strict about making sure you're safe. Oh, really, Paul? Why did you have to have that done? What happened to you? Did you fall or have a car accident, or what happened? Yeah, I know, right? You probably all have prostate problems too. It's just getting old. That's part of the game. Um, yeah, I don't. My back problems, like I said, are just arthritis. There's nothing wrong with my back. I don't have any disc problem or just the arthritis is in the facet joints, which just gives me pain. The joints when they get inflamed, swell up. The nerves swell up, and then it hurts. But I thank God I don't have anything wrong with my back. As far as discs, compressed discs, or any of that. My back is fine. It's not funny, Bill. You mean because I said you guys had prostate problems? 98% of men over the age of 50 have a prostate problem. It's just the deal, you know. So You have to go to St. Louis tomorrow. You're flying into St. Louis? Who are you flying to St. Louis, Michael? Is it a ball team or just some executives, or who are you flying? No, Bill, you're not the only one. Yeah, you're definitely not the only one. Yep, you're right there, Ken. Youth is definitely wasted on the young, for sure. That's no truer statement. Yeah, Barbara and I were just talking about that today, actually, earlier. What would we have done different? If we could go back and do anything different. Job-wise, career-wise, what would we have done different? Oh, God. I think I would have tried to go to college more than I did. I just self-eliminated myself. I didn't think I'd be not good book smart. So I didn't think I'd do well in college, so I didn't waste my time going. I definitely think I would have rethought that now. If I had a better recruiter that would have told me about the pension plan, I would have definitely gotten in the military. Had I known. When I found out, I was way too old to go in the military. When I found out, the whole... I would have loved to finish my career in my 40s and be retired right now. Barb's retired. She's got a great pension. She's got a great Social Security check, so she's set. She was a prison guard. She did a bunch of different jobs, but her pension's from being a prison guard. Well, she wasn't really a guard. She was, I guess you would call her a therapist. But, I think she was there 38 years. Look at all the things you can do now compared to what the college kids can do. I don't know. There's two ways to look at that, Ken, and the big difference is the pay. Okay. Kids today can't do shit. They can't even tie their own shoes. But if they go to college and get, a degree in basket weaving, they'll get a job making some good money. And there's really aren't any jobs out there for me that I'm qualified for that make a lot of money. I was an insurance adjuster when I was working for Allstate. But Allstate's not going to rehire any of us. I try to go to a different insurance company. I went to Geico, and applied for a job, and they tested me. They had me do all these tests, and I passed everything, and they wanted me like bad. They wanted me to start that day. And I said, well, I got a job. I got to give them 2 weeks notice. They didn't like to hear that, so they retracted the offer. If I'm going to give the other company 2 weeks notice, they don't want me. And I thought, well, that's pretty shitty. I mean, if I was working for you, you'd want 2 weeks notice. You wouldn't want me to just walk out the door. I was working at a body shop at that point. And so I was pretty pissed off at Geico for treating me like that. I didn't think that was fair or made me think, do I really want to work for a company that works like that? That's the way they work? I don't know if I want to work for a company that thinks like that. Yeah, you know what, Eric? My dad went through the same thing. He was working for Eaton Corporation, Yale in town originally, and then it was Eaton Corporation. He'd been there 40 some years, I think. I forget. And well, whatever the years were, I don't remember. But yeah, they fired him because they said that his job position was no longer. They did away with his job. And so he said, well, put me back in the shop. I'll go back out in the shop. And they told him he wasn't qualified to go back out in the shop. So he sued Eaton. And during the trial, they put all the people on the stand that work out in the shop. And my dad's attorney asked each one of them, who trained you to do the job you're doing? And they said, well, Bernie did. Bernie's my dad. So everybody that was working out in the shop that they put on the stand all had the same story, that they were all the jobs they were doing, my dad taught them how to do that job. And yet he's not qualified to go back in the shop. So he won the lawsuit. He got a big settlement from Eaton for that. Because they fucked him out. They were trying to fuck him out of his pension. And, his benefits. So he won a big cash settlement on that one. But it was just funny because, like I said, every time they put somebody on the stand and asked them, my dad's attorney was the one putting these guys on the stand, and he just blatantly asked them, so how long you been there, and who trained, the current job you're doing is what, and who trained you to do that job, Bernie. So he was looking pretty stupid, They got rid of a guy that they said wasn't qualified to go back in the shop, and yet everybody that's working in the shop was trained by my dad. So that was, So I'm glad that worked out. I'm glad he got that money. I didn't get to see any of it, but I just like to see the little guy win when it's bullshit like that. And in that case, that was my dad, was the little guy, and I was really glad to see him. Give Eaton the shit. Oh my God, this computer's driving me nuts. I know, I got a new one. I haven't even, guys, I haven't even looked at the new computer. That's how busy I've been. I don't even know what Barbara did with it. I mean, she took it in the house because she didn't want it left out here in the garage. She was afraid it was going to get, damaged or something. I don't know. And so she took it in the garage, or in the house, and then the power cord was still out here. And the box was out here. And before we went to Birmingham, she came in the garage and got the power cord and the box, put the computer back in the box, and took it to Birmingham with her, with us. I didn't get a chance to look at it there either. I was too busy doing other stuff. We never even took it out of the box. And now I've been back a week from Birmingham, and I still haven't looked at it. Just been too damn busy. So I'll get to it eventually. I ordered a new battery for this laptop because this one, the battery's shot in it. And she said, well, what'd you do that for? Just use the new one. Well, I'm going to use the new one, but I'm not going to throw this away. I'm still going to use this computer for something. So I need to put a battery in it. I mean, it needs a battery. You know, it was only, I think it was only $15 for the battery for this computer. 2600 amp hour. Or 2600 milliamps, which is bigger than the original was 22, but they can get a 2600 in the same size thing. So I got the bigger battery. Yeah, and I think it was only $15, if I remember right. So what the hell, you know? I'm sure I'm going to continue to use this computer for something. Even if it's just a camera for the other computer, you know, plug it in and use it as a second monitor or something. So, but yeah, I do want to play with the new computer. I gotta find time to do that. I'm so damn busy with shit, trying to get, you know, the motorcycle. I was going to work on the motorcycle today. I forgot all about the damn having to move that shed. The truck box today. Oh my god! You know, I thought things would go well. It did. It went really well. It went way too. The whole time we're working on it, things were going so good. I said I don't want to say anything and jinx this, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But that thing loaded way easier onto my trailer than I thought. I mean, I thought we were going to fight with this. But it really went on pretty smoothly. You know, we had to just keep winching it a little at a time and inching it up, but it went right up on there. We didn't have to do anything. It just, everything we did worked. You know, when I let the truck back itself under it while we were winching it on, you know, it just kept rolling back real slowly, and we pull it up and the truck would roll back a little. We'd pull it up. The truck would roll back a little. It just kept pushing it, the trailer under the box. And yeah, everything we tried just worked. And yeah, it was pretty smooth. It was time consuming, but it was smooth. We didn't have any problems. So I was really happy about that. I have a wood deck on the trailer. No, it's a steel deck. It's a diamond plate deck on my car trailer. Not, you know, I have 5 trailers, guys. I have an enclosed car trailer that I'll be able to pull now with the Avalanche, so that's cool because I may turn that into my new airplane hauler. Because it's big, and it's big enough to have the airplanes in it and stay in it, you know, like a small apartment. Where the airplane trailer, I have to take all the airplanes out of it if I want to stay in the trailer. I can't be in there with the planes. But the car hauler trailer, I could. You know, like the planes could all stay inside, and I could stay in there with them, and everything be great. Yeah, drywall around the truck. Is it possible I have too much shit? Let me think about. Yes, I definitely have too much shit. It's not possible. It's definitely. I have way too much shit. But Barbara's a million times worse than me, guys. I'm sorry, but if you guys think I have a clutter mess, man, you have no idea. We are definitely cut from the same cloth, her and I. And it's why we get along so well, because we're definitely cut from the same cloth. Ronnie, my real flight, I haven't updated it to the Steam edition, so I don't play real flight anymore. And I miss it, you know. So I really got to, and I was just thinking about it again today. You know, I really need to just get online and you know, build my Steam login and everything with my ID from my disc, so that I can play again, because I haven't been able to play they stopped supporting the home edition. You know, before you used to get like updates and they don't do the updates anymore, and it doesn't work anymore. I can't go online and use it because they're just not supporting it. You have to be, you know, you have to do the Steam thing, and I haven't done that yet, and I need to, because Fred's been doing some you know, real flight sessions, and I want to play. Damn it, I like flying that. So I got to take a minute one of these days and do that. I want to get that set up so I can get back online and do some more fun flying. So until then, my real flight's still broken, so we'll have to wait and see. I definitely want to get that fixed, though. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Like, again, Wild Bill, I don't know what they're doing with it, because I never set mine up, so I've never experienced the Steam edition and how many updates they're doing or anything. I hear, you know, our air marshal said that one of the nice things about the new version was that you weren't going to have to buy new versions. They're going to update the versions as they go for free. But if you want to add airplanes, you have to buy each individual plane you want to add, you know, to it. And that's not a bad deal, because you're not paying for airplanes you don't want. You know, if you had to buy an update, you're paying for all these new airplanes that maybe you don't want. So if maybe only one of them is the only plane you really want, you're only going to pay for the one plane, not the whole, you know. So I see the good and the bad in that idea. So we'll see. Yeah, but like I said, I gotta set my Steam edition up so that I can get back online. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Dave did explain it. I was just too lazy to do it. Luckily, it's on video though, so I can go back and watch it, and I probably will. You know, at that time, I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to update to the Steam, because I like the fact that I can play it on my own computer and I don't even have to be online. Okay? Now, you have to be online to play it. With the Steam edition, you have to be online. And I don't like that. All right? I don't want to have to be on. If we have you know, my network goes down here, you know, Spectrum's got a problem, whatever, I can play real flight at home by myself on my computer. I wanted to keep that feature. I wanted to be able to keep doing that. And they took that option away. It doesn't work. At least mine doesn't work anymore. And I need to update to the Steam edition, and you know, I didn't want to go that route. I was, you know, it was compatible at the beginning. You could run the Steam. I was flying in sessions when it was a Steam edition, and mine wasn't Steam, and it worked fine. But now it doesn't work anymore. So I guess I'm going to have to update. Well, now the 9.5 is. I think I have the 9.5, honestly. I think that's what I did buy. I'm sure the new 9.5 is the same way, Mike Bird. It only works online. You can't disconnect your computer from the internet and fire that thing up and play it. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling it doesn't work unless you're online. So Fred, you did not do the Steam? Yours is still working online. I mean, working on its own, not Steam. You didn't do the update. All right, Ken, do you know what those conditions are? The certain conditions, do you know what they are? Michael, yours works without being online? Well, I have the disc. You know, I have the disc. I bought a real. You know, I didn't do a download version. I have the disc, and it doesn't work. Mine stopped working. It won't load. And when I click on it to load, it won't load. You know, I forget if I think I get an error message, but I don't remember what it said now. Do you have to keep the disc in the drive to make it work, Fred? Because I installed it, and then I didn't need the disc in the drive anymore. But, you know, I'll gladly put the disc back in the drive if that's all I need to do to make it work. And which version do you have, Michael? Oh, Ronnie, you're talking about the headset. Yeah, no, I don't have that. That's probably cool. I mean, I have goggles I wear when I'm flying, you know, FPV, but I don't think I'd like that, honestly, wearing the headset. I don't think that would be. I don't think that's what I want. Yeah, that's a good idea, Michael. That's a really good idea. Um, I'll get the new computer up and running, and then I'll load it on there and see if it works there. Yeah, Ken, that's exactly why, you know, I didn't want to update mine to the Steam edition because I didn't want to have to be online to play it. I wanted to be able to play it without being online, just in case, you know, I'm someplace where I don't have internet access, or, you know, and I'm bored and I want to play the game. I wanted to be able to do it on my computer alone, stand alone. I didn't want to have to be online. And I knew if I updated it to the Steam, I would have to be online, so I didn't want to do that. So I just assumed since it stopped working, it had been working fine, and then it stopped working. I assumed that it was because they weren't supporting it anymore. But you guys are saying yours is working still without being online, so that's good to know. I'll have to look into it, because I didn't know what. Yeah, I just assumed it didn't work. You know. Um, Michael, I don't think it has a CD drive, but I do have an external CD drive I can plug in. So I might have to do it that way. I don't think it has a CD drive. I don't know. They haven't played with that much. I know all my computers have always had CD drives because that was a requirement for me. I want to be able to take it on an airplane and pop a CD, a DVD in and watch a movie. So, or in any situation where I don't have access to the internet, I want to be able to pop a movie into the computer and watch a movie. So all of my laptops have CD drives. Now this new one, I bet does not, because it's pretty hard to find one with a CD drive still in it. But I didn't get a chance to play with it that much, so I don't know. But I'm betting it probably does not have a CD drive. But my drive, I can load it anyway. I mean, I have a drive. I have an external drive I can plug in. So. Yeah, it should. If it, I got to figure out if I want to get it working on the one computer I have, because I want to know why the hell it stopped working. All of a sudden one day I tried to go online to fly it, and it wouldn't boot up, and I'm like, what the hell? What happened to this? Yeah, it's what I have too, Jeff. I have a external USB DVD drive. I was anticipating, I knew one of the computers Deb got from her son came without a drive, and I thought that sucked. So we got a USB DVD driver so that we could, because I told her, I said, how are you going to watch a movie on that? How are you going to load software on it that you get on a DVD if you go buy a DVD or a CD or whatever? I mean, you have to be on the internet to use that computer. It doesn't work without the internet. There's nothing to do. You can't do anything with a computer that doesn't have a DVD drive or a CD drive if it's not on the internet. It's a doorstop. You can't do anything with the damn thing. So, what's the point of having it? I mean, a laptop is, portable. It's made to go with you wherever you go. So if you happen to go somewhere that doesn't have internet, it's a doorstop. You can't use it. What the fuck? It made no sense to me. Why would you want a fucking DVD, a laptop computer without a drive in it? it's pretty useless. if you're not online, it doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Michael. I don't care. I have the newest airplanes. There's more than enough airplanes on there to fly, have fun with. I don't need any new ones. You know, I'm not using it to learn to fly the new plane I'm going to buy. You know, I don't need any of that horse shit, which doesn't work anyway, by the way. But yeah, I don't need all that. I don't give a crap. I was perfectly happy with the amount of planes I had. You know, I have a real Draco. I don't need to fly Draco on my, you know, simulator. It's got plenty of planes to pick from. So I really didn't have a problem with anything. I didn't give a crap about new airplanes. I didn't give a shit, you know. Well, I don't think the Aero Scout was a Horizon plane to start with anyway. Wasn't the Aero Scout a hobby zone plane? Isn't Hobby Zone the creator of that airplane? I'm pretty sure, and I'm not talking about the Hobby Zone, you know, store online. There's another company called Hobby Zone who makes other stuff, but they also created some airplanes, and I think that the Aero Scout is one of their planes. So that's not even a Horizon Hobby product anyway. I mean, they're selling it, but so Jeff, did you switch yours over to Steam? Did you do the update to Steam? All right, EQ. Have a good night, buddy. I'm really glad you guys told me that tonight. You know, that makes me feel a lot better that I can still run mine on the DVD instead of the Steam edition. Because if it still works, I'm not going to update it to Steam. I don't want the Steam edition. I want to be able to play this damn thing on my computer without being online. You know, that's one of the funnest things I can do if I happen to, you know, like being out at the field at Birmingham, for instance. You know, I could have been playing, you know, if I took my laptop with me, I could have been flying, you know, real flight in the hotel room, you know, if I didn't have internet access, or at the field even. There was a guy out at the field, had a giant, like a 70-inch monitor out there under the tent, and he was playing, I think he was playing real flight. I was kind of laughing because I thought it was kind of funny that we're at a flying field and the runway's right there. You go out and fly one for real, and he's flying a fucking simulator at the field. You know, I mean, it would be great to be able to do that. Like, say it's raining. You know, okay, we go back in the tent and we can fly real flight. That'd be fun to be able to do without having to be online. Yeah, that was the whole reason I wanted it that way. I didn't want to have to be online. Oh, was that who did that? Well, the guy that was flying it was not one of the Scots guys. I think he was just enjoying. He said he had never done it before, never flown a simulator before, so he was enjoying the shit out of it. He, flying a, forget what the hell he was flying. But yeah, it was pretty cool to have it there. I thought that was a great idea. So Tim, you say you have Steam, but you don't have to be online to play. How does that work? Oh, so is that how it works, Tim? So if you're not trying to get online, the real flight still works. If you want to do an online session, though, now you have to use Steam. But see, that's not what Fred's saying. Fred doesn't have Steam, and he still goes online. I don't know. It's I'll have to. I'm gonna have to try it, see what the hell I can figure out. Um, I'd like to get it fixed. I miss flying it. We used to have a lot of fun, guys. I enjoyed the flight rooms. Being out there flying around. So I'd like to get back to that. Maybe we'll have some more contests. But yeah, I'd like to get back to that. All right, guys. Hey, this has been fun. I'm gonna pull the plug on this because I gotta get some sleep. 5:30 comes early. I gotta get up at 5:30, go to work. So I'm gonna pull the plug. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you guys tonight. I still love doing this, guys. I love chatting with you guys. So I guess I'll see you Thursday if I'm not in somebody else's chat room before then. We're supposed to have a really short day tomorrow. I hope he's not kidding about that. He said he didn't want the trucks out late with the trick-or-treaters out. So he was going to try to get us all in early so that the trucks aren't out on the road during trick-or-treating. So I hope I have a short day tomorrow. So anyway, all right, guys, have a good night.